Welcome back to the Frenchitivity podcast. I'm Michelle French.
And I'm Kent French. And we make up the Frenchitivity family along with our now 9-year-old daughter, Everly. And back in October of 24, we decided to shake it up a little bit, get a little uncomfortable, rented our house out. We had the World School Everly during her second grade year and travel the world for 10 months, 9 countries. And right now, we have this Frenchitivity podcast that we put together to talk to like-minded people and families who have done something similar to lead a more fulfilling life. And we've had such a fun time talking to those people, but we pivoted for a moment. And what we're doing right now is our Frenchitivity Travel Series. We're going country by country, bringing you our journey, our chronicles, our adventures, kind of how we did it all. And now we focus on Malta.
Malta, our fourth stop on our journey, and we can't wait to tell you about the discoveries, the people, and the treasures that we found on the island and country of Malta.
And don't worry about taking notes because
we have a PDF for you. We've got you covered. So as you listen to the podcast, just take it in, enjoy, and you can find a downloadable PDF at frenchitivity.com/Malta, where we have all the details for you, where we stayed, where we went, and it'll be a great resource for you. So just download that guide and take a listen.
So as Michelle said, enjoy the podcast. And as always, we hope this conversation inspires you.
Michelle and Everly spreading Frenchitivity all over the world. This entire family creating possibilities all over the world. Frenchitivity, Frenchitivity, all over the world.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Frenchitivity podcast. Kent and Michelle French back with you as we continue our Frenchitivity Travel Series going around the world, country by country, on our journey. It is time now for country number 4? Number four. And it is all about magical
Malta.
Yes, magical Malta. As you can tell, one of our favorite spots on this journey. And let's kick things off by talking about why Malta, Michelle. Why was this something that we circled on the map?
Well, funny enough, Malta has been on our wish list for a really long time, but in terms of scuba diving. So Kent and I both got certified to go scuba diving, and we've been diving many, many beautiful locations, and Malta had always been high on the list. However, this time we went in the wintertime and with Everly, and currently we're not diving when we're traveling with her right now. So we did not go scuba diving.
We should that should be a separate podcast of how I got certified to scuba dive.
That should be a separate podcast. Absolutely, it should be. And just weaving it in that we desire to scuba dive and we love it. And we have lots of good stories around that. But that was why Malta was ever originally on our list. And then as we started looking at our routing going from Europe and heading towards Southeast Asia, it made sense. Why wouldn't we just go to Malta and let that be our gateway out of the European area and after that into Southeast Asia? So Malta it was for Christmas.
Well, and then we started doing research on Malta during the Christmas time, and we started seeing the Christmas markets, and Malta being ranked as one of the top places to go for Christmas markets during the holidays, live nativity scenes, all kinds of fun stuff. And we're like, this has to be a place that we must go to.
Yes.
Let's do it during the wintertime. So when we went, we actually ended up staying in a hotel. We stayed at the Hilton Malta, which was fantastic. I mean, I think we both agree, we would recommend this hotel to anybody. It just became a family atmosphere. And I think you said it best when we chatted about it during one of the videos that we did, recapping Malta, was that there's so many families that were traveling for the holidays. They're away from their immediate families that the Hilton Malta made it feel like you were part of their family. Not that they wouldn't do that on a regular basis, but even more so, they embraced you for the holidays.
Yes.
It was really special.
Yeah, I agree. From the first moment that we arrived, we got in a little bit late. And from the first person that checked us in, asking about our travels and our plans while we were there. And I would 100% agree that everyone made you definitely feel like you were in a home away from home. And the decor certainly made you feel like you were just wrapped in beautiful Christmas. And there was entertainment every night, beautiful saxophonist and pianist. And it was just such a beautiful atmosphere. So yes, I think we would highly recommend
Saeed. Let's throw out Saeed.
Saeed.
We met Saeed on the way in, and he became a fast friend for us.
Did.
And would do anything for us during our stay, and someone who we DM on occasion.
Mhm.
So he was amazing, and the Hilton was located in St. Julian's, right on the Portomaso waterfront, if I'm going to say that right, but a beautiful part of town, walking distance to a lot of shops and restaurants, but then an easy cab ride to Valletta. So
Mhm.
it was really a cool space,
Mhm.
and we had talked to some people about where do you stay? What
Yeah.
is St. Julian's like? Is this a good spot to stay? And everybody said, this is the place you need to be.
Yeah, because we'd heard maybe you need to stay within the walls and stay in Valletta, but this was a really nice location for us, to your point, that offered a little bit of both. And the kind of harbor port area that it's on is so breathtaking, and there's beautiful boats and a really cool walkway all the way around. So we felt right at home by the sea. It was very nice.
Since we're on the subject of the hotel, you want to talk about the cookie advent?
Yeah, so I guess we probably saw the first night that we were there, but what became a very important part of our morning was to go down, and the hotel had arranged a Christmas advent by cookie. So every day there was a new cookie as you counted down the advent. all of us. All of us. Yeah, it became definitely one of Everly's highlights of her day. So we actually got in just 2 days before Christmas. We got there just a couple of days before, but it was still really special to see what was the cookie of the day. And the coolest part is that they were international type cookies, so things that were Maltese. And so they were unique and different. And so that went right along with us learning about culture, cuisine, and Advent, which Advent, of course, in Europe, but definitely in Malta was really special.
So we're able to go several different places, which we're going to get into, but we're going to stay with the Christmas theme right now. And we, of course, wanted to make this incredibly special for us and for Everly in particular. So what do you need in every room during Christmas time? You need a tree.
Every room. You need a tree in every room. Yes, you need a Christmas tree. And we get asked that a lot. Like, how did we still celebrate holidays, honor holidays? How did we stay with traditions while traveling? And yeah, of course, we don't have a tree with us, but we had it in our minds. Like, Kent and I were 100% sure that we would be able to figure out a Christmas tree in our hotel room. We've been other places and done events at hotels when they have trees and they have trees around, and sort of sometimes they set them in the hotel. So we had asked right before we got there, would there be a Christmas tree in the room or a way to arrange that?
It was
I don't think anybody had ever asked that before.
Yeah, and we were a little
which we were so surprised
on just how accommodating the Hilton is. Customer service, is at a prime, but they were incredibly open to it.
They were like, you could
ask before, but let me talk to a manager or whatever. And all of a sudden, they're like, sure,
you should go get a tree. Like, bring a tree. Yes, yes.
Mind you,
but
you said it wasn't going to be a live tree, but
we didn't really know yet.
Yeah.
It was going to be a tree, but it wasn't. Okay. So they helped us find a place to go get a tree and recommended, connected us with a driver who knew exactly where to go. Stefania. And she knew about the market. What's the A store? The A store. The A store. That's what it was.
Describe the A store.
So Kent and I used to live in Huntington Beach, and there was this place down the street from us, Steve's, and it was like the market of all markets. Like, you could go to Steve's to get your supplies for like your s'mores and also a pair of socks. So the A store for me was like a bottle of wine and like a package of crackers. I mean, it was perfect for anything you might need. It's just what you need down the street from your home, truly. And so the A store to me was like that. It was like downstairs was stationery and staplers and paper and vacuum cleaners. And upstairs was like toasters and Christmas trees hanging.
I don't know.
From the ceiling.
It was like from the outside. It looked like Christmas threw up all over the outside of it. It was just lights.
There were lights, lots of lights.
Everything. But I mean, you could buy a drill and an ornament like in the same aisle.
Yeah.
It was insane.
It's not a Christmas store.
No, but it was every shelf had something. I mean, it was packed from floor to ceiling. Yeah. It was packed.
So I was trying to find out, like, what are you? Who? And the owners are in there, and I'm like, what is your specialty? They're like, what do you need? I'm like, well, we're looking for a Christmas tree. They're like, look up. And they were literally hanging from the ceiling, like 2 or 3. Yeah. Or in this like attic thing. I don't really know.
It was crazy because I, of course, had camera and walking around getting footage of all this and I was on the street and getting.
You lose us. We think we disappeared.
And then I get in the store and I lose them. So I'm walking
not even
all
that
over the
big.
place, and it's just, TVs and blenders and, kitchen appliances. I don't know, everything is everywhere. So I go upstairs, like Michelle mentioned, and all of a sudden, there they are. There's like 5 trees in the middle, and this gentleman's wrapping one up. They've already picked
Beverly and I had
out,
picked one out.
ready to roll.
Had lights on it
There's
already.
already lights on.
And these cool like star ornaments that we still have some of those that were like star covers for the lights, and it was perfect. And was, I don't know what, a 4-foot tree. I don't know. It's not like,
Yeah, it wasn't. It
I
was
don't know,
great down.
a perfect size.
And the fun part about this too is that Michelle's got a great shot of us, Evelyn and I, taking this tree across a busy street back to the cab where Stefania was waiting for us.
Yes.
And Everly's holding onto the tree with me, and we're trying to get
It's
it across
wrapped.
the tree. It's wrapped. It's raining. It was hilarious. So yeah,
Well, then with Stefania, we're like, okay, we need to get this back to the hotel, of course, but we're not ready to go back to the hotel yet. We want to go explore and walk around. And so she's like, sure, I will drop you, because we're already near like town center and Valletta. And so she's like, I will drop you off. I will take the tree back to the hotel, and they will have it in your room for you.
yeah. I mean,
Okay. Merry
Okay.
Christmas to us.
There
I
we
don't
go.
know. So kind.
fantastic.
Yep.
So it was a wonderful experience and everything. So they didn't set the tree up for us, obviously.
Right. No.
Put it in our room, and we were able to set the tree up. Do you want to keep rolling with this Christmas theme here? Or do you want to jump into should we go into the city? What do you think?
Oh,
Options here.
options. We can keep going with the Christmas theme, and then we'll go back to like what you can experience in the town square when you visit,
So,
because you need to visit.
We went back to our room and we decorated the tree after we paid a visit to Valletta. Again, we'll get into that here momentarily. And the cool part about being an international Christmas is that we actually were collecting ornaments and things along the way during our travels in
Mm.
Portugal and Greece that we're
Mhm.
able to put on the tree. So it
Mhm.
kind of represented our travels up until that.
Yeah, it was a really special tree because it was all ornaments that were part of whatever we had experienced so far, because all we had with us. So it was really cool. And then we made some ornaments. Emily and I made ornaments, and they're really beautiful. We kept them. So we had a lot of fun just having that tradition of decorating the tree and just being together, telling stories and remembering where we had picked up the ornaments along the way. So yeah, then the room was perfect. We also got twinkly lights and stockings. We got stockings. So we hung stockings up, and we were ready for Christmas.
And Michelle wanted to go to Christmas Eve Mass. So why not? That'd be awesome, right? So we were able to talk to the front desk. And because of the location, which we're talking about in St. Julian's, there was a church right around the corner, walking distance. And
Yeah.
it was one of the most special, probably Christmas Eve moments I think I've ever had, because we are in this foreign country. It's in 2 languages, the mass was. Everybody's coming together. We felt welcomed. It was very local, very kind of a neighborhood church. Um, but it was just very special. I mean, I know it was Christmas Eve, but it just had something. It was just magical.
Yeah.
Because we were in Malta.
So Christmas Eve Mass, there are many, many churches in Malta. I think it's got like the highest density of churches.
Can I read up a stat to
Please.
back that up
Yeah.
for you?
Yeah,
I did a little
please.
research on that because you mentioned it
Yeah.
before, and I'm like, well, let me just double check this.
Okay.
So Malta is known for having a high density of churches relative to its size. It is estimated that there are over 350 churches in Malta, which is significant for its small population. It's often cited as one of the countries with the highest number of churches per kilometer.
There you go. And some of the services on Christmas Eve are closed or are for dignitaries, and there's ways you can get access to different ones. But when we spoke to our hotel, like Kent mentioned, they actually let us know that this small church around the corner had a beautiful service. And they did let us know it would mostly be in Maltese, but there would be some English. And it didn't matter to me. Like, the message was loud and clear, no matter what language they were speaking. It was so spiritual. It was so community oriented. Just like you said, we were so welcomed, and you could tell these people knew each other. People came up from the audience to speak and had all the roles. So it was like community based of who was even taking on parts of the service. And I really got a little antsy at some point because she can't really understand all of it. However, there was a nativity scene, and she sort of explained and commented on what she was seeing in the nativity scene. And so I was very happy to partake in that service.
Yeah, very special. So we came back to our room, and of course, Christmas Eve, and we had to get to bed because Santa was coming. And we were able to wake up. In some of the video that we have,
Yeah.
was there a cookie or something we left? We left something for
Yeah,
Santa
of
too.
course.
We have,
It's like a gingerbread.
yeah,
I
and
left a
took
gingerbread cookie for
half
Santa.
and Santa will eat half of it. But yeah, and Santa left a note. He came to Malta. He wrote
Yep.
a cool note about finding her in Malta, and it was really special. And there were some gifts under the tree from Santa. A little based on traveling and, some a little downsize that we normally have under the tree, but Ev was, I think, excited nonetheless. But then all of a sudden we get a knock at the
Knock on the
door
door.
and we hear bells and we're like, what's going on? And so Ev and I go to the door and sure enough, it's Santa
Santa.
and his elves
Yep.
passing out like candy
Uh-huh.
canes and treats and what have you. And the hotel had identified all the families that were staying there for the holidays and were knocking on their doors and wishing all the kids Merry Christmas.
Yes, giving them a little stocking and treats. Yeah.
Unbelievable. So cool. And then after that, we had a great brunch, Christmas brunch.
Yeah, so we had made a reservation to do Christmas brunch at the hotel. We weren't really sure what would be open, where we would want to go. So they had an incredible opportunity to dine at the hotel, and that was done extremely well, as you can imagine. So a beautiful Christmas brunch, which we've never done that. We've never been outside of our home or a relative's home on Christmas. So it's very unusual for us to be amongst other people and not be with some of our comforts. And there was a moment during the middle of that where I was kind of like, oh, wow, everything about it had been so special, magical, perfect up till. And then I kind of had that moment where I was like, oh, this is Christmas Day. I do, of course, miss our family and everyone that we could be around. And at the same time, like, this is so beautiful and so impactful. And there were some other American families. It was actually mostly international. There were not a lot of Americans, but later that day we did run into another American family and chat with them a little bit. So that felt nice and comforting too. But it was just one moment of being like, okay, this is different and that's okay.
Yeah, it was okay. It was just very special. They did a tremendous job and it was just fun.
And they had music the rest of the day. And
Michelle mentioned earlier, but just the decorations and that you mentioned the music and just the way that the whole hotel was presented. It was beautiful. Really was beautiful.
Yeah.
All right. And in part of this, in the podcast here, in the order that we're kind of chatting, I kind of included this one after Christmas, talking about sending the suitcase back.
Oh,
I
right.
put it in this spot because we did accumulate some things for Christmas.
Yes.
And we were trying to, and you've probably heard us talk about the trip where we had a rollerboard each, a backpack each, and a gigantic suitcase that we put all of our other stuff in. And it was starting to get a little cumbersome, but also expensive on planes. And obviously the weight continued to increase with the things that we were accumulating. So we're like, we need to figure something out with these extra Christmas gifts that we got now. We probably should send it back.
Yeah, it was time. We had been realizing that for a while of what was unnecessary. And so when we took off on the journey, and we're going to be gone for almost a year, you really do think through a lot of things. Like, what are some of the comforts that we want? I've mentioned it before. I felt strongly about taking kind of this mini pharmacy with us. We had exercise equipment with us. We had like our bands and exercise ball and some extra Everly things and some educational materials and towels and a lot of things that like we have now realized in this point of the journey we're okay without some of this. And then the Christmas gifts, it's like a perfect time to get rid of the big bag. Like, we did not need to be going to Asia with the big bag.
No. So
No.
how do we do this? I'm like, well, let's just send the whole darn suitcase back. And so we went to the post office, which is right around the corner.
I'm like, can you do that? They just ship a suitcase? I don't even know how to do that.
Down there. And sure enough, they're like, yeah, you just need to wrap the whole thing in
Saran wrap. Yeah.
So I went to the store, bought saran wrap, came back, and
this is before we knew you could do that on your own at the airport, which you can.
Wrapping the entire suitcase in saran
Awesome.
wrap.
It's so fun. Like, just from the market saran wrap.
Wow.
Not like the post office, the airport. Now we see at the airport, you can like put your suitcase on a thing and they spin it around and wrap it for you.
You're awesome, by the way.
We didn't do it like that.
No,
We just took like literally saran wrap and wrapped it. Anyway,
send it back.
I took it to the post office. They were like, yep, you have to fill out a customs form and some information. But it was like not a problem. So this is a note that in every destination, at some point I'll put like a summary guide of this together. We did ship things back, and there are slightly different rules and regulations and sizes and costs and places I would recommend doing it from more than others. But Portugal, so far, everywhere we had been, we had shipped something back because we were collecting things and it was becoming a little too hard, but we didn't want to give up certain treasures that we may not be able to travel the whole time with. So anyway, we can recommend, but we just shipped that whole bag. And then did you feel lighter? Like, how'd you feel after that?
Because I was rolling that thing. It was part of my responsibility. I had to roll that.
I think the wheel was kind of getting broken at that point. And,
yeah.
Yeah, that was, you took that on.
I was happy about that.
And then that felt really, really good.
Lighter. You don't have to worry about checking the bag.
Yep.
It was fantastic, especially as you mentioned with our next leg being Thailand, where we moved around a lot. All right, let's dive into the city of
We talked enough about sending the suitcase back. Nobody cares. They're like, can you please talk about what's in the city?
Yeah, so Valletta is the capital of Malta. And again, heard so much about it with the Christmas markets and what have you. So Stefania, kind of going back, when she took the tree back, she dropped us off at Valletta for the very first time.
Yeah.
We got to walk around Valletta. And we had read about these life-size nativity scenes, the decorations and the Christmas markets. And it just came to life. We talked about this kind of like around every corner, there was something else. And it was just so beautifully decorated. I don't think I've ever felt so into the Christmas spirit. I mean, coming from we were just in Croatia, where it was just like unbelievable in the Christmas markets. Then we go to Malta, it's like, what? More? Like, what?
Yeah.
I mean, it was cool.
And like you said, bigger than life. Like the nativity scene was big. There was a huge Christmas tree. There's lights everywhere, lights strung above. So it's very magical to walk through that. And then very similar to when we were in Croatia, like, as the sun begins to set and drop, it's like everything kind of opens. And now it's Christmas market time. And the wind comes through. The way that fortress city is built, the wind comes through and it is very intense. We were sort of prepared. I mean, we had winter clothes at this point and earmuffs and things, but it gets really cold really fast. So the first time that we explored it all was in the evening. And we saw everything kind of transform, and we realized there was a huge Ferris wheel, and there's a carousel, and there's all the food vendors, and just everything that you could possibly want to explore. So that first night, we kind of had a bite to eat and explored it a little bit. And then we went into the more historic side of things the next time we came back.
Yeah. But yeah, exactly. And the Ferris wheel, though, and that part was pretty special, too.
Oh, my goodness. How tall is that?
That's
huge.
You could see it from the distance. And so you continue to walk over this bridge, and it just opens up into this kind of a carnival type of atmosphere of merry-go-rounds. And I think there's some carnival games and things of that nature. It was kind of just a very festive Christmas area for families. But this Ferris wheel was just,
it's huge.
I can't tell. I probably should have tried to look it up to see how tall it was, but it was massive. And Michelle is not a fan of heights. Everly loves that because then she gets Michelle to go on things, and she loves laughing and having fun. So all three of us jumped up on this Ferris wheel, and yes, it was windy.
Do you remember the wind that we just talked about?
It was cold, but the sights were unreal.
It was so worth it. I was actually okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Everly was like, can I swing it? And I'm like, oh my, no, please not swing it. But the wind was already doing a good enough job of that. But the view and the overview was so beautiful. It was 100% worth it. There are a few that I've declined to go on that I'm just like, I just don't feel this one. But this was good and worth it. And we have a really cool picture from the very top, and all of us are very happy, and it was good.
Another cool part of Valletta, I don't know how I want to say it. Just a cool moment was seeing the saluting battery.
Yes.
I'm not sure how. Yeah,
Well, I think, maybe a note on the history of Malta and the location. And so it has been changed hands many times. It has been an extremely important location throughout time in terms of maritime location and and war, and it's got a beautiful history, but a very hard history. Like, it's changed hands a lot, and so now that it has its own independence, the way the tributes are paid to the historical nature and the warnings to kind of keep the land safe are really cool. So now we get to be the beneficiary of how they honor the history and get to watch the saluting battery.
It's neat too, and you continue to be reminded how young America is, in relation to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And in Portugal, we saw it. Of course, Greece, we saw it with, the Greek mythology. But then in Malta, I mean, the saluting battery was constructed in 1566. It's the oldest ceremonial saluting battery still in operation anywhere in the world. I mean, that's insane. And you mentioned about Malta having really a tough history because of where it was located. It was so strategic that so many other countries wanted to utilize it for its positioning. Um, I know there were some bunkers there. We didn't tour them, but bunkers that were used during World War II. And I just wanted to throw a little note in to give us some context, that Valletta served as the British Combined War headquarters from the bunkers I was talking about. And General Eisenhower and his staff directed the 1943
Okay.
invasion of Sicily from here. So
Yeah.
it was just, yeah, it was the history's there, the bunkers. They have some cool, really historical things for you to go see. We didn't go through it. We didn't think Ev was kind of,
Not the bunkers,
yes, but talk
but a
about the
note.
signs.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, exactly. A note for families, though, two factors that it's 2 times a day and it's well publicized, where they'll first give a demonstration if you get there a little bit early, maybe 10 or 15 minutes early. And you're welcomed into the square, and they give a demonstration of how they're going to I don't know, how they're going to prepare the cannon. They're going to load the cannon, and they're actors kind of, but really they're like museum docents, and they do an incredible job of sort of reenacting and showing you how this would have been done and what the jobs and the positions and the sacrifice that these humans were making for the cannons to go, and how they were told and when they knew to do it. So they give you this kind of pre-demo. And then you step back to a little bit cordoned off area. You are still very close, and they warn you that it will be loud. And then they literally fire a cannon. And it is, you feel it, you see it, you hear it. It is a full sensory experience of what that must actually be like. And so now it's more of a time. It's a time marking for them now.
I would say it was a defensive post, then a ceremonial platform, and now like a public timekeeper.
Yeah.
And they've had this for nearly 500 years. But as you mentioned, you can go down underneath and you can purchase a ticket to come to watch it on the actual platform, to be up close and personal when they fire this cannon off, which, by the way, Monday through Saturday, noon and 4
Oh, you
p.m.
have the times. Look at that. Noon and 4.
And then the quote unquote actors or docents, they will take you through exactly why are they doing this, the history behind it. It's really fascinating.
It was
But if
fascinating.
you look behind you, if you're down now on this platform before they fire the cannon, it's an event. Because then everyone, there's like,
you can watch from up above.
watch
You
from
just
above,
can't see as well.
it's packed.
Yeah. And you started to reference also there's a history wall behind you as well. And that is you only have access to that if you get the ticket and come down below. And it takes you through the entire history of Malta and into modern times of all of the different significant posts that it has held. And you really start to realize how valuable this area has been and how important it is that they have their own history now. Truly.
And it's beautiful too, because the platform in which they do fire off this cannon overlooks the Grand Harbor of Valletta. It's really, really beautiful. And it's there for obviously a reason, because then the timekeeping scenario, they fire this cannon off and boats going through and know what time of day it is.
Exactly. And so we can see these boats, see these boats crossing, and then it's the 3 cities across the way. So you're on kind of Valletta's side, and then you can see the other landmarks, the other cities on the other side, which is another thing to tour. And so we're like, let's go do that. Let's go over and see the 3 cities.
Yeah, I had the rain over and down. It was one of the most insane pictures that we have from this trip.
So while we're waiting for this cannon to go off that we know is going to be loud, and we're like, Everly's not going to be into this, it starts raining. It starts sprinkling and then full on rain. And we're like, oh, I mean, it's already windy and it's a little bit cold. We're watching cannons and now it's raining. But it was fine. We were just like, that's okay. And people kind of went under the overhang a little, but they still did the cannon. It was amazing. And then all of a sudden you turn around and this full arc rainbow has formed. And it was like you could hear the collective inhale. Like we were all like, what does that mean? What does that mean? So then everyone's taking pictures for everybody else. They're like, can you take our picture? You take our picture. I did. And everyone's taking a picture with this like incredible rainbow. I mean, it's
beautiful.
a very
You're
cool
on-
picture.
You're on the platform there. It overlooks the Grand Harbor. It was, I mean, just amazing. It
so
really
cool.
is a wonderful picture. I mean, we keep talking about, putting together photos and hanging them on the wall, at our house. So that's certainly one that we've identified as a must that will certainly make the wall somewhere in our home. But to your point, the 3 cities. So I wrote
3
it
cities.
down, and I am going to attempt to say them phonetically, if I may. Vittoriosa, Seglia, and Cospicua.
Yeah.
Let's go with those.
Yeah.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
I worked on that. So those are the 3 cities.
And you can take a ferry over. And again, they're historical marks. I don't know actually what else you do over in the 3 cities, but it's more of like historical tour and taking this. So there is a ferry. It wasn't running that day, but there were...
The weather.
Yeah, because the weather.
That kind of is a...
But there were longtail boats. And I'm like, that is awesome. We should just take a longtail boat over. And the people working the boats, I don't know if they're long. Anyway, the captains of those boats were working very hard, and the way they get people on and off. And so we make our way down. It was a little confusing how to get over to the port, but we make our way down and we're watching the film, and I'm like, let's do this. Where do we buy our ticket? How do we pay? Let's get over there. I can't wait. And we just saw a rainbow. I'm in. And then people are getting off the boats and they like can't walk straight. And they're like,
it was white.
Ill. They're ill.
Wow.
Not going well. And I'm still like, let's go. Ken's like, I don't think this is a great idea. And I'm not so sure that Everly will enjoy that. And I'm like, we're all going to be fine. It's fine. No, it's not fine. Don't do that. How did you come? Maybe I saw a few more people that didn't look well.
She had the rainbow still in her head.
I was full of rainbow. Yeah. So we're like, well, let's go do something else. We'll do that a different time. So we did not get on the longtail boat. We did not go over to the 3 cities. But again, you can see them and learn about them from that point.
Yeah. And you know what? I failed to include this on our
where we did go walk. Yeah.
To the lift.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I do, because we walked back from there and then we couldn't figure out how to get back across the street. Yes. So then we, as always, we will have a guide as you kind of listen to us tell stories and kind of reminisce about our trip. We know that isn't the best way maybe for you to be tracking all the places we're talking about. So as always, we've created a custom guide for you that you can download at Frenchitivity.com/Malta. And that will have where we stayed, the tours we went on, the places that we went, our recommendations. So just listen, enjoy, receive this as you will, and then check out Frenchitivity.com/Malta. Just listen. And we'll put the information for the lift, because I don't have the formal name of the lift unless you remember it.
No.
But there's a lift, and it's very similar to some of the other ones we've been on. This time we went from the lower base that was kind of on the water edge up, and the architecture is really gorgeous. But yeah, we kind of found our way to that. I don't really know that much about it.
Yeah, it was beautiful. So yeah, and again, every turn in these countries, especially Malta, was just historical.
Yeah.
And just had the wonderful history behind it and been around for so long. It's like, oh my gosh. So we wanted to take a tour.
Yeah, because there are so many places to see. And we did not stay in Malta as long as we stayed in any other location. We were only in Malta for a short time compared to our other destinations. And so we needed some help.
We did. And so we reached out to Stefania. She was wonderful. And so her and her husband own a cab company. And we had she was going to take us around on a private tour, spend the day with us, take us to all the sites of the island. And unfortunately, something happened with her. I
think she has a son around Everly's age, and he was
it wasn't really good, so she couldn't come. So she called Jamie, another friend who drives for them as well. And so Jamie picked us up. Jamie just happened to have a wonderful story as well. He worked for the government. He played on the national soccer team
Tucker,
in
yeah.
Hungary. It's like he just kept, as we kept talking to him and opening up, he just became more and more interesting. But we highly recommend this way to see the island. I would
Definitely.
say that just get a private driver, someone who's very in tune with the history. He was a wonderful storyteller.
Yeah.
Of course, spoke English, so that worked out terrific. And so he was our guy, and he would just wait for us. He would say, "Go, you got to go here, and just take your time." There was no rush. We didn't feel, like we needed to get back to the car or whatever. He was just, it was a great experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can choose different destinations depending on what you want to see, or you can let your guide just sort of listen to what you enjoy and take you where they think would be the best spots for you. And we did a little bit of both. There were a couple places we definitely wanted to go, like the catacombs, and then more on that in a minute. Really, there were a couple places we definitely wanted to go, and then for the most part, we told Jamie, like, you just show us. So, let's see, where did we start?
Telling everybody really about the island. I had no idea.
Oh yeah, this is actually really cool.
It takes you under an hour to go across the entire island. 17 miles long and 9 miles wide.
Yeah, it's not very big.
Big at all, but it's just packed with history. So we said, all right, let's go.
Take us across the whole island.
So we started at an artisan market.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. And this was, I think, one of, Ev, I think, really enjoyed this entire tour.
Yeah.
The artisan markets are so beautiful, so colorful, pottery, plates.
Glass. Obviously, Malta is well known for glass and glass blowing and the quality of their glass work. And so at this artisan market, there were specific shops that had that very traditional look of the Maltese glass. And
the Medina glass was the one that really stood out. Was like, it's a must, and it's famous. We didn't really know about it. It's the first and most renowned handmade glass manufacturer in Malta, dating back to 1968. We get there, and Jamie's like, "We got to go to Medina glass." I'm like, "What?
Great.
Well, okay, whatever." And so we get there, and there's this gigantic Christmas tree of glass blown bulbs that's giant. Then you go in this place, and it is exquisite. There's not an ounce of dust anywhere. There are people dusting as we're walking through this place, and it's like the bull in the china shop.
You kind of don't feel like you should breathe in there.
I don't want to touch anything. Don't get too close to that.
Yeah.
It was just beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. And then you hear about the history of the glass blowing, and it was really incredible. And we could not travel back with glass at this point, but it's certainly, if you are a collector or someone who likes souvenirs and treasures, Medina glass.
And they had a glass blowing area. Some gentleman was setting it up so you could see him work or them work, whoever it might be, not at this particular time. So it's a beautiful facility. And then I would have to say probably number one on Michelle's list was the St. Paul's Catacombs.
So you've heard us joke a couple times about the catacombs now. Actually, and we didn't go to this until after we went to the city, right? Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. So in researching where we wanted to go and what we wanted to see, the Blue Grotto was something we definitely wanted to see, some other spots. And the catacombs had come up, and we had talked about it, and we got the feeling that I really wanted to go to the catacombs. So we're touring around with Jamie, and I mentioned it, and he's like, "Oh, absolutely." He goes, "I haven't actually been all the way in, but here's the history, and here's everything you would want to know." And we're like, "Absolutely." So meanwhile, Ken's kind of getting the vibe, because I'm asking Jamie about it, that I wanted to go to the catacombs. So we're like, "Yep, catacombs it is." I mean, you know what the catacombs are, right? And we're with Everly. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm just kind of look. It might be, but also still fascinating. So maybe I was the one. I don't know. I thought Kent wanted to go. He thought I wanted to go.
Everly and I are on the same page.
That this was me.
We did not want.
They wanted to go. Kent wanted to go to the catacombs. So Jamie takes us, and he's kind of like, it's not always requested. Like, not everybody wants to go to the catacombs. I'm like, well, we do.
All right. So, here's what the catacombs are, just for those of you at home.
So cool.
Largest ancient burial site in Malta. It's located in, is it Rabat?
Yeah, I think so.
Rabat? That correct? Dates from the 3rd to the 8th century AD.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. earliest archaeological evidence of Christianity on the islands, over 20 distinct underground catacombs housing more than 1,000 individual tombs. And I've written down, Michelle really wanted to go.
So you go, and it is a museum like setting. So you go in, you get your tickets to be able to go, and there are, how many are open at any one time? 5 or 6 different catacombs that you can go through. And they kind of recommend, depending on how intense you want this to be. So we went into our first catacomb, and you start learning the way they designated people's professions and who they were buried by. And it kind of is like, there's like water dripping, and there's like, it's very
like
dark.
The Lost Ark, Temple of Doom. They reminded me of like, oh my goodness. You
It
walk
was
like straight
so-
down.
Yeah, you're deep.
Deep underneath the ground. And it's like this, there's no lights. The lights are lighting up inside the kind of the tombs, the very eerie lighting,
cool.
walking around on these wooden,
Yeah,
kind
like
of
wooden
plank
plank. Yeah.
walkways.
And it's kind of like one way, very narrow. So like if any, and other people, not a lot of people, but other people are down there. So you have to be mindful of passing them.
Don't get me wrong. Fascinating to see, to learn the history, but a little spooky.
If you follow us on social media or anything, or look at any of our videos, is this only on Instagram, or is that one on YouTube too?
YouTube, and
There's a
put
YouTube.
spooky music to it, and I
Did you
got
put, like,
negative comments about it. People didn't like the spooky music.
because we need to be respectful of the.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's very cool. The video does show, but it shows me kind of like having this look and looking around. I don't know. I did kind of feel like I was Indiana Jones-ish.
Have them pose and kind of look Everly and Michelle. It's a wonderful picture that I think one of my favorite pictures, because I had a stage like they're looking and they see something. It's awesome.
And so truly, respectfully, it was very fascinating because you also learn why they did catacombs and instead of different kind of burials, and then therefore what kind of history is represented and what you can learn by walking through the catacombs and understanding what the rituals were. And so there are not reenactments, but like scenes sort of set up so you can see how they would have been acknowledging someone's life and how the burial worked. I guess it was me that wanted to go.
Yeah.
It was cool. So please go to the catacombs.
Yeah.
Please.
So moving on to above ground fun.
Yeah.
We went to the Blue Grotto.
Now this.
Let's put this one.
Everyone needs to also do. This one we were very excited about this, and this was very, very cool.
Network of natural sea caverns located on the southern coast. You get in a long-tail boat. It's about 20 to 30 minutes in total. There are 7 caves, I believe. We saw 5 of them in the water. Again, we keep referring to our video, but sometimes when like video and pictures just don't translate how beautiful it was.
Yeah.
I was shocked when I looked at the video from this excursion on the Blue Grotto, and the water translated. It was that clear. You could see to the bottom of the ocean in certain areas. It was incredibly beautiful.
It was. And the way they have this laid out and designed, it's very well run. There's a bunch of restaurants and a very cool atmosphere up at the top of where you can come down, and you get a ticket to go in the boat. And all the captains are good tour guides as well. And they tell you kind of when you're coming in what the name of this cave is and why it's named that. And you kind of traverse all the way through, and you go pretty far out and around. And I mean, you're on the water, and it's gorgeous, and it was just such a fascinating day in a really nice way. So you're in a boat with some other people, and felt very comfortable, felt very safe, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And Everly really enjoyed that aspect as well. So very family friendly, and then you can come back and have lunch, and you're looking out over the water, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah. So then we continued our journey kind of on the coast. Well, tough not to really be on the coast considering that
the island's 17 miles.
We went to the Dingley Cliffs,
Mm-hmm.
and these are the highest point in Malta, 253 meters or 830 feet above sea level, and stunning. The Mediterranean Sea, you just look and you look forever.
Yeah.
And it's so picturesque, but just imagine putting a chapel on top of this hill that was built back in the 1640s. Small, quaint, beautiful, called St. Mary Magdalene Chapel. and people were just sitting on the porch of this chapel, just looking out and just staring and just taking it all in. And I understand why.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a beautiful tribute in history. And yeah,
Yeah, just right. I mean,
I'm
that's
like,
what-
I can't, there's nothing else to say.
Beautiful.
It's just beautiful.
Absolutely beautiful.
And so it's a peaceful place to come and take a moment. And then photo opportunity at the top of the cliffs, also incredible. And so Jamie was kind and took some pictures of us. And then we're like, you need to be in with us as well. So we got some people to take pictures and everyone's very willing there. But a really respectful, beautiful, calm place to be.
Then a quick stop by Jamie took us to the prehistoric megalithic temples.
Oh,
You
that's
weren't sure.
right.
Yeah, I had to look this up just to double check because I remember.
Yeah, we kind of just walked over to, yeah.
You can buy a
This was
ticket
cool.
to get into this place. And what is this I'm talking about? Well, we talked about history. Okay. This will take history to another level. So these temples date back to between 3600 BC and 2500 BC, predating both Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids. They are these structures, temples, that are now covered by these gigantic tarps to protect them from the elements because they have been eroding over the years and they're so old. And you can, again, buy a ticket, go in and tour these temples.
Yeah.
At that point, we were kind of like, you know what? Let's continue the tour. Let's keep going.
Yeah. But it is Egyptian-like. I mean, they are.
Do you understand what I just said? It's like before Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids. I mean,
and
this is
it's
like insane.
Right. And they're very well preserved from what you can see from where we were. And they are working on them and really making sure. But absolutely. And I think we were both so much in shock as well that we didn't realize, again, historical like context and how far things dated back in Malta. So I think we were just trying to take that in and try to put it in perspective. So I don't know that we knew enough to understand what we were potentially going to see, but we could see it and we did get a glimpse, and I would add that on our list next time for sure.
And then we were kind of out of order here on our tour, but the final thing we're going to bring up on our tour was Medina, which is the original capital of Malta.
It is so cool.
It's called the Silent City because they don't allow any cars in this place. It's pretty awesome.
So cool.
It's fortified medieval city perched on a central hilltop. 4,000 years of history on this place. And it is, again, surrounded by walls. We go in like a drop. There's a moat.
Yeah, there's a drawbridge. You walk in and it's all just a walking city. But shops are built in and museums and restaurants and a chapel, and it's really interesting because the stone is beautiful.
Gorgeous.
It's like, it looks like new limestone. It looks new, like you're walking on a floor that you should not be walking on.
Carriage every now and then would come by.
Yeah. And there's apartments in there. People live in there. They just have to park outside of the area and then they just walk. I mean, many people live there. They just walk outside to get in their car and go anywhere. And then the views from that whole area are also absolutely beautiful. There's these steps that go up to a lookout point, and we just stood there for a very long time, just looking out, taking some pictures, really absorbing, again, that history and just feeling like, do we even comprehend how long people and things have been happening in these areas? Like, it's very hard to understand.
Well, twofold, because as we're driving to Medina, we almost had to pull over the side to take a photo and some video of the city on top of this hill. It was beautiful. And then to your point, there's some lookout areas at the city that look back then down over this valley. Beautiful ocean. You mean everything? I mean, pretty much almost everything has an ocean view.
On a small island.
Small island. But we were on a mission.
Oh, we were. Oh, I was like, what? Oh, we were. We were on a mission.
For Michelle's brother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He said, if you can get me one thing from Malta, I would like, what do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Where do you think we're going with this?
What do you think it's going to be?
1941 movie with Humphrey Bogart. Hint. The Maltese Falcon. I just like saying that like that.
Maltese Falcon. I'm like, but is that really where this is from? Is that actually the same? Is that the same? I mean, I guess. I don't know. Wow. Once again, like, let me connect the dots and put something together. And then we're walking through Medina and there is
A Maltese Falcon gift shop?
Store?
What?
I don't know. Yes. It's a thing. It's real.
Hundreds of Maltese Falcons.
There were. And we wanted to get him like a really big one, but then we're like, we sent the big bag back, remember? We don't have room for the big one. We just need a small one.
A falcon lost a talon too.
Yeah, it did.
But anyways, yes. So we found a Maltese Falcon.
Mhm.
There you go.
It's real.
So there you have it, folks. I mean, that was a kind of a quick run through our stops in Malta, which, as Michelle mentioned, very, very quick. We want to go back.
Yeah, I want to add just one other really quick thing because we didn't highlight it because it's not a destination, but one evening when we were kind of finalizing our time in Valletta and just shopping and walking around, we were there near sunset, and as the sun begins to set in this area, like it just takes on different angles and different glows. And so we ended up meandering a little bit further out, and there was like a park and then more walls, and we just started walking to this far end. And again, I don't think it's not a significant point. It's just park and open area.
Over by the Ferris wheel.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
So kind of overlooked the Ferris wheel, and then
went further.
The Ferris was in kind of the foreground, but we were higher up.
Yes.
Right,
and it was just an explore. I mean, the point is just explore. The times that we do take to just go a little further off the beaten path, what we are rewarded with are views and precious moments, and just it as we're talking through all the highlights of things that you can go and see, which hands down do that. But for whatever reason, that's really sitting with me that we took that time and we watched the sunset back over the back of the city. And it got pretty dark and we're like, well, maybe we should have gone back before this. But it was worth it because we just got this view that was something we hadn't seen yet.
Yeah. And I will say that Malta will always hold a special place in our hearts because we were able to spend Christmas there.
Mm-hmm.
Have the tree in our room, as we kind of documented earlier, and just how special that was, and how special Hilton made it again, and just really neat to be international for Christmas.
Yes, and you can do this. You can still create your history and your tradition and your holiday wherever you are. We have now demonstrated and done that, and we feel so deeply that you can create whatever you want wherever you want. And Malta certainly was a perfect backdrop to do that.
And I think the next time we go back, again, I would go back in a heartbeat for the winter time. But
should we scuba dive next time though?
Scuba's
yeah, we got to scuba next time.
I would like to go scuba diving
in
Malta for sure. All right, well, I don't know. I mean, the biggest takeaways and all that, the fun stuff, I guess it was just the Christmas, just the whole thing, I think, for me, and just the beauty of the island and the people. Again, the people were wonderful. Jamie, Stefania, Saeed, kind of go on and on. Everybody was just wonderfully accommodating and opened their arms to us being from the U.S. and not knowing anything and just wanting to learn. And they were willing to share their country with us, which we incredibly respect. Again, when you talk about the Frenchitivity podcast, don't forget you can catch us on our Frenchitivity YouTube channel. We are on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And as Michelle alluded to, I'm going to have her tell you again, it's a free downloadable family travel guide focusing on Malta.
Yeah, we've done one of these for each of the countries that we've reviewed in our podcast so far. So the Malta one will be ready for you, Frenchitivity.com/Malta. And it'll be a downloadable PDF that has all our highlights, where we stayed, all the areas that we talked about. I think I'm going to include a map in this one too, because then you can kind of understand how these points connect and really what the size of the island is like, how manageable it is. So download that for free, Frenchitivity.com/Malta.
Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for experiencing and going down memory lane with us once again. And not to worry, folks, because the cold turns to warm. As stop is
Thailand.
We will see you in Thailand next time.
Frenchitivity, all over the world.